Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. Thank you for joining me today for this card making tutorial. This is the card we're going to be making together. It's this lovely picture frame and this is from the online exclusives that were recently released, and I absolutely love this picture frame. It's just adorable. I think I really like it. So let me show you how I made this. Okay, so this is the dies. They're called the Autumn Expressions dies, and you've got this lovely die here, which is what we've used, and then you've also got the chain here. This does have a matching stamp set, which we're also going to use, and let me show that to you now. This is the Autumn Expressions stamp set, and it's actually not an online exclusive. I don't know why I said that. That sticker shouldn't be on it. It's from the new mini catalogue, the Autumn Winter catalogue. And you can see here these bits cut out that. So we're going to be using the sentiment here, have a perfectly lovely day. We're going to also be using the matching paper, and this is the Splendid Autumn Designer Series paper. So in my original I used this pattern, and we're going to use a slightly different pattern today. So now I just need to decide where I want to cut my little picture from, and I'm going to use my frame again to decide. I have cut a piece out already from gold foil cardstock, and then I've also cut out the little chain. Isn't that cute? And then you do get the two inside pieces, you can see here, and you save those for another card. And I just gutted the inside of here, and you can use that again for another card. Okay, so when you see this, you'll see one cuts a slightly smaller aperture and one cuts a slightly larger aperture. So if you have a look, you'll see this one here at the bottom cuts a slightly small aperture, and the one at the top cuts a slightly larger one. So I'm going to use the one that's slightly larger, which is this one here. So I'm going to decide where I want my pattern to go, where I want my picture to be. I think I'm going to have it like that, very abstract, I think. Well, let's see, could we have it up here? No. Maybe this one down here. No, oh, this is much better. This will do fine. So we're just going to cut this little bit, and I'm just going to arrange my frame exactly where I want it. I think that will look nice. And then I'm just going to hold it in place with a piece of post-it note tape. And then I'm just going to run that through the die cutting machine. Okay, so I've run that through the die cutting machine. So let's just take off the post-it note tape. Just peel it off. It'll come off very easily, and I save that again for another time. And then you can see we've actually got one little bit of the frame here. You can save that for another card if you so wish. And I just store my dies on a magnetic sheet in the case they came. So let's put that back in its little home. Okay, and this is what we've got so far. So here's my silicone mat, and here is my frame. So I'm going to fold it. You'll see there's very difficult because of the shine, but there is two little fold lines there. So you're going to just fold on those lines, and then I'm going to use my bone folder just to really get a really good fold and just make sure everything is nicely lined up. Okay. And then you'll see at the bottom here there's two little folds here as well, these tabs that will stick the whole thing together, and I'm just going to fold those in and give those a really good burnish as well. So then you'll see the frame comes together like this. Just get those tabs in. Tabs will be at the back, and then your frame will be at the front like that. Okay. So I'm going to open this out, and you want to make sure we can stick this down just on the inside, as you can see, of our frame here. So I'm going to put some glue just around the outside of this frame on both sides, top and bottom. Just a very little amount. You don't want a lot. Okay, and this is when you get your fingers in the glue, however hard you try. And I'm just going to layer this centered in that aperture like that, and then close this over the top and just make sure it's nicely centered. And this is when wet glue gives you this wiggle room to get everything nicely lined up as best as you can. There we go. Fold that over, fold those two tabs down, and if you put glue on them they should all stick down nicely. And then I'm just going to go from the back, just give everything a good press, check it all looks okay on the front. It does. I'm going to set that aside to dry a little bit while we deal with the rest of the card. Okay, so let's start to assemble our card. Our card base is going to be Balmy Blue, standard A6 card base. That's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half. And I've got a piece here of basic white cardstock that measures 14.35 centimeters by 10. And this is going to be my insert. So let's put this on the inside here. Lovely. And then I'm going to bring my trimmer in and use the same piece of paper, and I'm going to cut this down to wherever I can. So I'm going to have a bigger panel this time, but you can have it as small or as little as you want. And then I'm going to cut it down on this side to 14.35 centimeters. I want to save as much of that side as I can because I'm going to be stamping on that side. So now I'm going to find my foil sheet again that we were using, and I'm going to just trim 2 1 centimeter strips. Okay. Now I'm going to use some dry adhesive this time because I don't want the wet adhesive splotching out anywhere. So I'm just running a layer down each edge of the cardstock here. And then I'm going to take my gold foil sheet and I'm just going to etch it. And this way you get the effect of the gold foil without having to use up so much of your paper. So it's a trick to just make your supplies last a bit longer, which is something we're all looking to do. Stretch our supplies, make it last longer, use them in the most efficient way so we don't waste anything. So just try and get it as straight as you can. That will do fine. And then I'm just going to cut off the bits that are hanging off the edge. There you've got it. Isn't that lovely? Just a little bit, and that picks up on the foil that you've had in the other piece. So that's just, I'm going to use my seal. Couldn't remember the name of this for a second. And then I'm going to centre this as best as I can, top to bottom, on my piece of paper, like that. Isn't that cute? Looks good, I think. So now let's do a little bit of stamping, and we're going to do Have a Perfectly Lovely Day. So this is this one. I'm going to get a block out. Let's see if this will fit. It will. So use my grid paper to try and keep things as straight as possible. There we go. And then we're going to use some early espresso ink. So I'm just going to get that out because I didn't get it ready before I started. Of course, it's at the bottom of the pile. Sod's law. And then I'm just going to test this out on a piece of scrap. So let's find a piece of scrap. Here you can see me having done it before. That's fine. So I keep pieces of scrap underneath my craft mat just for that reason. So your paper straight is always a good start. Down, hope for the best. Yep, there we go. Have a perfectly lovely day. Such a cute sentiment. And now I'm just going to give this a little clean. If I can find my simple chamois. Here it is. Everything is everywhere in my filming room today, because I've had to move my craft room sort of half into my filming room, because I have to be close to my mother, because she's just come out of physio rehab and she needs care, so I can't be downstairs where I normally would be. So everything's a bit higgledy-piggledy for me at the moment. Okay, so let's clear us some room. And let's stick this down to our card base now. I'm only going to put glue in the centre because I want to be able to tuck. I can put it at the bottom, but I want to be able to tuck at the top, so I'm not going to do anything at the top. We can put some in later if we need it. It should be fine there. Okay. Now we've got our frame here, and let's see where we want to put that. Like that would be good. Now I'm going to pop this up on some dimensionals. So let's get those out. And that'll be enough for now. Okay, that's sticking to me, so let's put this down, making sure we don't cover up our sentiment. That should be fine. Lovely. Okay, let's get rid of these backings. And now we're just going to put our chain down, and for this unfortunately I will have to use wet glue, though I don't always like to use wet glue with my with gold foil sheet, because if it gets on the foil sheet it ruins it. If it gets on the front, even if you rub it off, a mark will get left. So I always try to go full dry glue. I feel like I can control it from splodging. But what I'm going to do here is just put a bit of glue on my craft mat, on my silicone mat rather, and then I'm just going to run the back of this through that glue. And that way I just get a little amount. And then I am going to just tuck this in here, trying to keep things as straight as I can. Give it a press down, and with this here you can just, whoopsie daisy, a little bit of water and tissue, and it's all cleaned up and it's fine. Okay, so there we go. There are our cards. That's one and that's two. I hope you like them. I hope you enjoyed this video featuring the Autumn Expressions bundle and splendid autumn paper. If you enjoyed this card tutorial, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. If you want more information about the project, the supply list, the measurements, it's all on the blog post, and the links to that and all my social media links are in the description box below. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.